Everybody's relationship based on the book. But the status, as you've guessed by now, by the title of my sermon, that intrigues me the most is the one of all the status on which I want to hang my homiletical hat this morning. It's a status that simply says it's complicated. Yeah, it's complicated. I mean, I know there's other options, but none of them kind of fit who I am or what I'm going through. None of them fit my relationship status because mine is simply complicated. I mean, I can't really explain it, and if I could explain it, you probably wouldn't even have time to listen to all of it. I'm just going to simply say it's complicated. And for our preachment today, to make sure this made sense, y'all still with me? I looked up the word complicated just to make sure I knew what it meant. And I ain't going to lie, President Hardin, it blessed me because, you see, I thought that complicated just meant hard. That's what I thought. But when I looked it up, put up there in a minute on media, I found out that complicated means composed of an elaborately interconnected parts. Something that's complex, difficult to analyze, understand, and explain. Facebook platform allows for users to assess the status of themselves and their relationship with others and report to friends and friends and users alike simply to say it's complicated. And there's some people in here that are on Facebook, and there's some people here that ain't on Facebook. But when you look at your life and see what's going on in your life, when you assess your mental and physical capacities and faculty, you're going to have to skip by single and in a relationship. You skip by engaged and married, civil union, and you might have all of those. You skip by divorced and widowed, and you might have all of those. You have to skip past blessed and highly favored. You got to skip by got it all together. You got to skip by happy in Jesus. You got to skip by love the Lord, he heard my cry. You got to skip by excited to be saved. You got to skip by saved and high and excited and on fire for God. You got to skip by got joy. You got to skip by love my spouse. You got to skip by proud of my kids. You got to skip by appreciate my parents. You got to skip by all of that and be truthful and say, you know what the truth of the matter is, when you look at my life, it's complicated. It's complicated. It's troublesome. It's perplexing. It's problematic. It's hard. It's arduous, it's weirdly sophisticated, it's convoluted, it's intricate. I don't know. It's knotty, it's difficult, it's puzzling, it's involved, it's mixed, it's obtruse, it's a labyrinth, you know, it's recondite, it's a Byzantine, if you will, it's various. It makes me scratch my head because it's interwoven and it's elaborate, it's complex, it's tough to analyze, hard to understand. It's a situation I can't even explain. And that's when we pull into the parking lot of Paul. You remember Paul here in his letter to